don't know the power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You sounded like you just went down the drain.
I know.
It is another Thursday night, which means Docking Bay 94. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Solo Donoho.
And welcome aboard. Take our theme music down just a little bit. Hope you guys have had a good week. Glad to be anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I'm not going a ton of places because my car is still in the shop. I talked to them
really?
today, but more on that in a minute. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. That's a URL. Go ahead, plug that right in. It'll take you right over. We've got all sorts of programs there 24/7, including this one every Thursday night. We are creeping up on the close of our 13th year. We've been doing this a long time. And what do we got to show for it? Bupkis.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It used to have lots of opportunities to go like to premieres and stuff, but now it's just cosplayers and they don't know what to do with radio.
Yeah, we don't. Mommy blog.
That's right. That's we should be more attractive. Is what we should be. More
damn it.
Makeup or something. I'm gonna start dyeing my beard. Great. You could be watching us, where you can see our smiling faces on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Any of those are cool. Laura's there. Nope, no Colleen tonight. Colleen's wiped out. She has had a week. We've given her the night off, as happens sometimes. So she's taking a bit of a break. And just gelling in front of the television.
Good reasoning.
Pat Larson just popped in.
Yep. Hey, Pat.
Don said hi. Don is at Disney. He's writing
Yeah.
It's a Small World at the moment. And Alan. I just did Alan's book club on Tuesday from Disneyland. From Jeff's stomping grounds, in fact. I dressed as Hooper.
Yeah.
As Matt Hooper, and went and took a did the video directly from in front of the submarine ride, which was not quite Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, but it wasn't so bad. It was pretty fun.
If I
Dawn
had been working at subs that night, I would have wandered out, but I was not.
No, and the past couple times you've been working, you've been doing crowd control, right?
Yep. GSO.
Yeah, we tried.
GCO or however they're doing. We
tried to get to you, and Judy and I, and we could not make it to you because you were in a blocked off area. And we discovered that there is another Jeff on the submarine ride also, which was pretty funny. We ran into him over by the Princess Pavilion and talked to him, and then we watched the fireworks from there, which was pretty good. And it was crazy. So
I'm still the only Jeff over at Autopia, just not at the subs.
Budala called us the beast with two heads, which kind of makes us the Eborsisk from Willow, doesn't it? It was that was the two-headed beast that was named after Siskel and Ebert. Because George wasn't happy with film critics at that point, so he named the creature Eborsisk after Ebert and Siskel, and then he named his general, the evil bad general with the skull helmet, named that General Kale after Pauline Kael, who was I think she did the LA Times critics column So, pretty funny, I thought, but apparently they didn't think
Yeah.
it was so funny. And I wonder if they got it, if Siskel and Ebert got it when they first reviewed the movie or not.
Who knows? I mean, they did that with the Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick. They had like Mayor Ebert and his advisor was Siskel, but
Right.
yeah.
That's pretty funny. Oh, let's see. So I was at Disneyland with Judy. We did the thing with Alan, where the topic of the book club was Jaws. So I changed all my Zoom stuff to be Matt Hooper, and I dressed like Matt Hooper, and then went into the meeting as Matt Hooper, which was pretty fun. We talked about the book and the movie, little crossover between the two, and it was fun. I enjoyed myself, and I don't think I thought. Oh yeah, I did take a couple of pictures. Here you go for you people on video. Here we go. So I'm in front of the subs as Matt Hooper, and it was so hot when I got there that all of these clothes were super hot, and then it got
I bet.
It got really cold. So I was glad to have all of these clothes.
Oh yeah.
And so this was it. It was a pretty good place, I thought, to do a Zoom call from. And hopefully nobody said anything on the call that it was like too noisy or anything. So hopefully everything was okay. I probably should have muted myself. I was standing there. Didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
But
I think it works.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, there we go. I'm like, we had little pictures of us. I don't know where they went. You worked on your car, Jeff?
It was just a I have the little I guess you call it. I think it's supposed to be for like a hatch.
I call them docking rings.
Docking ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Falcon has them too.
Yeah, the little boxes that were on the left, one of them was falling off, the other one was loose, so I just took them both and fixed it, made it so they're not going to fall off again.
Cool.
It's not anytime soon, but that was really it. I have a new seat cover for the passenger side now.
Nice.
So that's going to go in place of the Vader one that's been like deteriorating.
Right. Well, you're supposed to have like 4 different seat covers in your car anyway.
Baby steps.
So.
Yeah.
Which is
baby steps here, I guess. But yeah.
Oh, always, man. There's always something. I'm trying to replace my engines. My car is still in the shop. It was supposed to be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They say it'll be ready by Monday, so fingers crossed. I told them they didn't have to paint it, but they're gonna paint it anyway. So we'll see how that runs. And I got a picture from Webster Ware, who's a friend of ours who shows up at Disney from time to time, and apparently he works next to the body shop that my car is in, because he sent a note. He's like,
okay,
why is your car here? What are you doing in front of my work? Which I thought was really funny, because he's like, your car is here, but you're not here. And it's like, yes, that's because they're fixing my car.
Yeah.
Anyway, the parts came in today. I called them, and they said all the parts came in, and it should be ready by Monday. So, fingers crossed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, really nice. Let's see. What else have we done this week? I went to a chiropractor today, and I have to say that I'm not exactly happy about it. Because just in the interest of full disclosure, not to whine, the little cushions in my spine are gone, in the upper part of my spine. They showed me they showed me an X-ray, and at the bottom there's like vertebrae cushion, vertebrae cushion, vertebrae cushion, and then as it gets up higher into my back, the cushions are like squished and gone. And so I know that this has been a problem for a while. I've had back problems for quite a while. So I thought, well, okay, let's go to the chiropractor. And so, of course, she took X-rays and, et cetera and so forth, and kind of confused her a bit because she's like, man, this is backwards from most people. Most people have this problem at the lower part of their back instead of higher up on the back. So I went in for a treatment as a test to see if this was the thing that was going to work for me. And so it was essentially the modern day version of the rack, where they like put you on a machine and they stretch you. And so the idea is that it's going to space out the vertebrae, and hopefully the little cushions are going to fill in the space and realign, and you will come out of the experience better. So I gave it a try.
Oh dear.
And it clobbered me. It like they set it on really low, right? And then I tried to get off the table, and I couldn't get off the table because like down by my tailbone was all messed up, which was not where my back usually hurts. And so I got off the table and I kind of hobbled around, and we sort of figured it out for a while. I don't think this is a procedure for me. It's also really expensive. They gave me like a rundown, and they're like, hey, so we want to do these chiropractic visits, and then we want to do this spinal alignment thing, and it's going to be about $5,000. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen because that's expensive. And then I got home, and they didn't charge me for this visit. They were pretty cool about that. They didn't charge me for this visit. Yeah. I got home and told Colleen about it. And she's like, whoa, that sounds really dodgy. And then I did some research on this table that they had me on and things like that. And it turns out that there are no legitimate scientific studies for it. And so it may help you in the short term, but it does nothing to actually realign your spine in a permanent way. It's like a kind of a temporary fix. It's extremely expensive. The equipment is very expensive, and it's like a Star Trek diagnostic bed meets a massage table. So you like lay on it, it's got cushions, put your feet up, they strap you into these harnesses, and then this strap pulls on your spine for half an hour. It was really weird. And the experience on the whole wasn't awful, except I didn't really know what to do with my hands. They need like hand grips on the side or something for you to put your hands somewhere. But I don't think it's for me. And then after all this research where nobody can prove conclusively that it helps, I don't think I want to spend money on it. It was a very interesting experience. No. I'm looking forward to talking about it with my chiropractor friend from high school, Steve, because Steve is a chiropractor that I really, really trust. And I know he's not going to steer me wrong. He doesn't go in for woo-woo stuff. And in fact, he is so talented as a chiropractor that he adjusts newborns. He does infants. And so, because when infants sort of come out for the first time, they're kind of messed up and squished. And, the birth canal will mess you up. And so he'll work on babies and fix them all up. So I totally trust Steve as a chiropractor. So it'll be interesting to see, because this was just a little weird. And I can't find any solid science on it. So anyway, that was my experience today. I think I'm kind of back to normal. But man, I was hobbling around, and they looked kind of scared, honestly, in the chiropractor thing. They're like, because, you're supposed to...
I would think you'd have to get surgery for that, like spinal, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a
They lock
bicycle.
it, basically.
I have a bicycle that has a seat on it. It's a recumbent bike, and the seat on it has these little urethane cushions that are almost like the brakes that are on rollerblades on the front. These little rubber squishy pads, and I'm like, I just need those. Just open me up, put those things in. It'll be great. Like, I might even
Sure,
be
yeah, no problem.
a little taller by
Yeah.
the time that's all done.
Yeah. I think Eric had something like that done where I think they did like they've had to fuse parts of his spine because the discs were basically squished out or gone or whatever.
Yeah, that was a suggestion.
Surgery.
And looking at the X-ray, oh, good golly, looked pretty terrible. Anyway, I kind of want to confirm this with my doctors over at Kaiser. Our insurance changed, so they're not covering chiropractic at all. But I'd like to talk to them because, this very long course of physical therapy that the chiropractor was asking about almost seems like something I should talk to my regular healthcare provider about if this is like such a big deal.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I have a serious back problem where I'm like, can't get out of bed kind of a deal. But that happens every couple of years. So, I mean, I'd like to not have those with any more frequency. But
Exactly,
it was
yeah.
weird. I had a very strange experience today at the chiropractor. So, young Lee
I tried to avoid it.
popped in and said that he's used an inversion table, which is actually what I thought, maybe they were going to do for me. Or I've used gravity boots before. I've used that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's all temporary. It's all very temporary. But this is pitched. And they say that the success rate of this is like 90%. And it seems to me, if they were having a 90% success rate, wouldn't everybody be using this? They'd be talking about this. Is the first time I've heard about it.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for a couple decades. So, yes. And my last chiropractor did not have it.
Yeah. Here's the miracle breakthrough of shampoo that makes your hair grow back.
Right.
99% success rate.
Exactly. And some things work. I've been watching people with like Ozempic lose weight and stuff. And I mean, every once in a while something works. But when it does work, like everybody talks about it. And you don't hear anybody going, oh my God, I went to my chiropractor, it changed my life. I'm like, my spine is straight and I'm an inch taller and I'm like, whatever. So it's pretty funny, I think.
Sounds got off, yeah.
But yeah, it's just me.
My goodness. Yeah. Let's see that's there. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I took a short video of Ahsoka like about an hour or so ago, and I put it in our FB chat. But I thought it was because the first time I got her doing this, but it was pretty funny because I've never actually seen her act, be that way towards that.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see here.
She's funny.
All right. So
I don't know if it'll
we will play it and then we will explain it
no music
if we have to for people who are listening on the radio. But this is Jeff's dog, Ahsoka. What kind of dog is she?
She's like a lab and pit mix and who knows what else kind of mix, But yeah.
Okay, so she comes like halfway up the cupboards in the kitchen. Here's the video.
If she's sick.
She's staring at a water bottle.
Well, you can't have the water yet. It's empty. You gotta wait for the bottle. When that water bottle's empty, they'll give it to you. You can't have it yet. Don't give me those whale eyes. I see what are you doing? No. You gotta wait until the water's emptied out of the bottle. Then you can have the bottle.
Does she like to eat the bottle or something?
Well, that's just how it is.
She will
Sorry.
For her, she it's really just because she wants to get the cap, chew the cap off of it, you know.
Oh, okay. So like
It's
she
like
treats it like a bone.
Kind of, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So she loves getting like water bottles and everything. We give it to her all the time. She'll like. Mostly, all that she's doing is trying to get the cap off. That's all. It's just some weird thing in her head.
Weird. If you're listening on the radio, what you missed was Jeff's dog making very, very sad eyes at Jeff, going, "But it's the bottle. I want it. Why can't I have it?" And then, of course, that sort of lowing noise was also Ahsoka. That was pretty funny.
Yes.
While we're talking about Ahsoka, let me see if I can find this from Colleen. Colleen sent me a thing. Except I get a lot of messages and I can never find Colleen. Where is she? Here we go. So Colleen sent me this while I was I think I was at Disneyland. This was on our street with this license plate, which says Ahsoka. It's Ahsokaa. There's an extra A.
Yes.
Because obviously someone else had beat them to Ahsoka on a Jeep.
Of course.
And so apparently this was a couple houses down, and I felt sad that my car was not in the driveway. Dawn came over today and said, "I'm in front of your house, but your house has been torn down." And I'm like, "What? What the heck?" And it turned out that his GPS had directed him to one street to the east where they're doing construction. So my address, one street to the east, apparently has a house that can't be lived in. He figured it out and made it over. And we messed with the Studebaker for a while, the 1950 Studebaker that's in my driveway. Powered it up a little bit. Turn signals work, headlights work, things like that. Could not get it to turn over. The battery needs to be charged, so I'd have to do that at some point. I don't think I have a battery charger right now. But I used one of those battery jump starter things. We couldn't get it to turn over. But anyway, we played around with it for a while, trying to determine what the next steps on the Muppet car might be. Are we going to use this 1950 for parts and make a hybrid? If the engine is better in the 50 than the 51, we could always swap it over. One is a manual, one is automatic. Mine's a manual. Don's is an automatic. There's a lot of stuff to cover, so we'll have to see. But playing around with the car, it was nice to have like somebody else. Don's been working on his car over there, so he's got some familiarity with the Studebaker. So it was nice to kind of have somebody poke around with it. Although it was really funny. I think I put it back on the hook. Let me see if I have this in my pocket. No, I put it back on the hook. So I had some keys that have a Studebaker keychain on them, and I could not get them to work I couldn't get them to work the ignition. And I'm like, there must be another key. Weird. So I go back in the house, and I dig through my keys, and I find my old house key, which I don't use anymore because we have digital entry. I found my old house key, and then there was another key on that ring. And I thought, well, maybe that's it. And so I took it in, used that. So that actually is the key to the Studebaker. For the ignition, everything else opens like the glove box and the trunk. It's like a valet key or something. Yeah. So. Okay. So, would it crank over or did do anything? No, it made a couple of chugging noises and then gave up. It wouldn't turn over at all. Yeah, but I mean, it was not cranking. If the engine wouldn't turn at all. No. Oh, okay. No. So that was kind of a bummer. But the keychain that I found. I know a way to solve it. The keychain that I found with the key on it has a fob on it, which is like a ribbon strip, like one of those remove before flight keychains. but it says Amity Island on it. And so it's a Jaws keychain that I had no idea that I had, that somehow I put the Studebaker key on. It was just weird. It's like, huh. I was amused.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was pretty amused. But yeah, I think well,
yeah, there's a way to like that you could, there's something you could do that probably, it could just be that it's just stuck. The best way to describe it is like it's stuck.
I have a video of the
and
previous,
like rust or whatever.
I don't even think it's that.
And I know it ran.
Yeah,
but
I have a video from the previous owner of it running, and he had to spray like some sort of starter spray in it and do a bunch of things to it, and you had to turn the ignition key to the on position, but you had to jump start it from the engine bay.
Yeah.
And
you're bridging the gap.
And it is a positive ground system instead of a negative ground system. 6 volts, positive ground. It's got this big strap going to the engine from the positive terminal.
Yep.
Crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do. But
next time I'm up there, I'll see if I can figure it out too. But
yeah, at least we messed with it.
It's a lot. The gas in it probably needs to be dumped out. But
yeah, I mean it's probably okay.
Taken out because if it's old gas nowadays, you want to remove it because it breaks down quicker than old gas from like the 70s or something.
Yeah,
all the additives basically ruin the gas.
I don't know how old the gas is in it or how much is in it. But I mean, it might not really have much in it at all, to be honest. I would have to find out because, of course, the gas meters, the gas gauge isn't working. But the newer gas isn't that bad because I had my Del Sol, which sat on the side of the house for a long time, and the old gas in it worked just fine. Over the course of 10 years, I never got rid of the gas, and it would always start when I went to start it.
Okay.
It was okay. It wasn't a big deal. So.
All right. Let's see.
But yeah, we'll have to see.
You have to get like a zinc additive for the thing too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could put some octane stuff in it, and the trick is figuring out what the heck
I think it's full of oil
to add in there that's not gonna blow up the car. It's kind of tough. We did a Ghostbusters event, which was pretty good. We went to Villa Park School. Which was
Villa Park Elementary.
Yeah, it was the last day of school for those guys, so they had a big party picnic thing, barbecue. There were a bunch of dance groups doing entertainment. There was an adult band that played, like some of the parents had a garage band or something, and then there was a band from the School of Rock in Tustin that was pretty good. And the kids in the School of Rock band played some surprising stuff. They played like Tom Sawyer by Rush. I think I heard a Go-Go's song in there. They played the B-52s. Tina Marie was the last song they played, which is like, when was the last time you heard Tina Marie anywhere outside of the 1980s? It was pretty funny. So we had a good time.
No idea.
And then I went to Disneyland the next day. I went to Disneyland twice in 1 week. I was there Tuesday and I was there Saturday for 5 hours on Saturday.
Okay.
But
oh man,
not too bad.
I get you. Yeah. I mean, the Ghostbusters thing was fun. I was just not a lot of kids are interested I don't think we did much in science. I think we just had some props on display. Didn't really do science stuff this time.
No.
But so mostly it was just them shooting darts or the
Nerf target practice. It was the last day of school. Yeah. They weren't really in the mind for science. They didn't want to make slime and do that kind of stuff, so we didn't do it. It's kind of interesting. What were the GSO problems that you mentioned in the document?
So it was because of the shift. So like the last time I did Fantasyland GSO, which is guest control. It was some issues with what they were doing that I didn't want to go and do that again in that group, and I was with them and with the individuals or with that GSO individuals this time around everything was fine with that. It was stuff that led up to it and afterwards that was not. So on the Tuesday is when I left my work on Tuesday, or left for work on Tuesday, and I was almost to work and I'm like, oh no, where's my name tag? So I had to go in. I had to go to a different parking lot, and get my name tag, and then basically walked past whatever to the other side of the park behind Batu to get my costume from there, and then run down to behind. Not really behind. It's more like right next to the Fantasyland Theater. What once was Videopolis,
Right.
Next to that, but backstage. So just run. So the entire thing. So I'm like so tired by the time I got there, but I got there within like minutes of being late.
Wow.
And clocked in. Boom. And then I think I saw you guys that night.
We did
afterwards and briefly.
We did find you in the crowd, which was kind of amazing. We were like walking around, and Judy's like, "There's Chef." And then we saw you on the way out of the park, which was even more surprising.
Yeah, because I had gone. I had went back and got my clothes out of the locker and just carried them with me. And I couldn't, I just decided just to walk. I couldn't find like the tram that they have for backstage, which is another thing I'll get to. So I just walked all the way back through backstage from there, and that took forever. And that's when I bumped into you guys.
It was pretty funny.
And of course, that's all. Yeah. And of course, that's what I realized that before I had gone back to get my clothes from the locker. I found out my ID wasn't in my wallet, my Disney ID, and apparently I had left it on the desk of the guy that checks out your costume on that in the Fantasyland costume building.
Right.
So, that was fun. And so talking to you guys for a little bit and head home. Then like the next morning I called him. I said, here's what happened. And I said, okay, come into Harbor Point, which is basically backstage by where all the buses drop people off. And go there and talk to the security guard and call us, whatever, and try to get you in so we get you a new card. So I did that.
You had to get a new card?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
What happened? Well, they thought I did because like they called them over to costuming, and the costuming's like, we don't have it. And so that was they're like, okay, you're gonna need a new ID card. And I had to wait, and they finally called and printed a little thing that I had to go and take to the costuming that I normally go to, second floor or wherever, to get where I got the replacement name tag, also to get a new card.
Right.
I came in there and this happened, and she looks at it, okay, and she pulls out this little box and, okay, yep, here it is. And it was like, what? Apparently someone at costuming in Fantasyland, like found the card and sent it over, like sometime during the day. I don't know if it was like that last night or the night before that when I saw you guys.
Yeah.
Or when.
That's
but
pretty
it was
funny.
sent over. So So I got my ID back.
Yay.
And then I had to call my I had to make sure it worked, so I had to go out and back in through security, and it works, and then called my Tomorrowland whatever office and said, hey, I tried, they found my card, gave it back to me, I tried it works, come in, and went, okay, cool, then I'll tell them to not cancel your card, so you have to get a new one.
Complicated.
So hopefully it works. Yeah, hopefully on Saturday it works when I go. Woo. Otherwise it's a whole thing all over again.
Well, you have two of them now, right?
But
you have two
IDs. No, I have two name tags now. Yes.
Oh,
IDs,
okay.
no.
Because if you had two IDs,
they
you just like
it.
try either one until you get one that works.
Yeah, I know. Now, if it doesn't work when I go there on Saturday, then I do have to go get a new one. So,
dun, dun, dun.
In any case, what happened last night? After everything else is done, and I got the card, got over there, did my shift, and they let me leave early and whatever. So, okay, cool. So I go and I change out of my costume and just basically toss the whole costume that I was wearing for Fantasyland, so into the little bin. And then walk out, and then I go, okay, cool, I'm kind of tired. I want to take the little tram. We have a backstage tram that basically goes around the park, so
right.
Essentially.
It's the employee version of the train.
It basically goes around to one point, turns around, and goes back the other way. There's only a certain direction only a certain way it can go. And so I get in there, and I'm like, shouldn't take too long. And I kid you not, it took like 45 minutes.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah,
I
that's
will walk.
really
I'm
uncool.
never doing this again.
Like, I could have had a 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
I've been there already. Wow.
Yeah, I could have walked my car. Yes, it was awful. It like, I don't want to bag on these guys too much, but it's just that, like, guys, if you're gonna, even the public transit buses don't stay that long at a stop.
Right.
It's like he stopped, took a nap or had a break or something, and I was just like, could you move along? Could you?
Wow.
Something? Are you asleep? I don't know what it was, but it was like, oh my God.
Wake up.
Took forever.
Wow.
So ridiculous.
Oh, here, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
So,
keep talking,
right.
And I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Yeah. My time to entertain the kiddies. But in any case, yes, we have a backstage tram that drives you almost in a circle. It will go in an almost complete circle because it can only go so far. It turns around and goes back the other way.
Okay. It's
like a little C.
A C?
But yeah, that's what I had to do. Oh, and another fun thing was that Disney thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the little the Y utility thing, and I'm just avoiding managers when I do it. But I always I get on there and I'm like doing the thing where it's welcome back drivers, yada yada yada, the spiel.
Right.
Don't bump your cars. You're gonna have a parking spot. Blah blah blah. So, but I've been doing it as Mickey Mouse, and so and believe it or not, it was the weirdest thing. I was doing it, and I had when I finished it, I had applause.
Nice.
I was like, what the? Okay. And then the other day, I was working there, and one of the other cast members at Otto's to Mickey Mouse again. Okay. So, yeah.
Well,
so
and
I've been told not to do it, but I've been avoiding managers.
Now is the time to do Doofenshmirtz because Phineas and Ferb is back.
I know.
You have a chance of people
Well, I have, but
recognizing you.
yeah, I have done it, but nobody knows what it is. It's
No,
just like I'm just
but
being
you
a
didn't do it
doofus.
before Phineas and Ferb re-debuted with this new season.
Yeah, I
So
know.
that's funny.
I'll try it again in case some kids actually watch the cartoon at all.
Young Lee was asking how old Ahsoka is.
She's a little over 2.
2 years old?
A little over 2. Yeah, a little over 2 years old.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I ran to go get something from Disneyland. Dawn, so Dawn came over to look at the Muppet car, and we talked about that. And he picked up his picked up his little Jaws toy set, which was this little toy set that I went to the Disney or not the Disney, the Mattel store, and got him one.
Yeah.
And so that he's all set. He's all good. And then
good.
at Disney, I told him to take his Magic Band and to go do. There's a bunch of Magic Band experiences that you can do right now for the 70th anniversary, and so one of them, the two things that you do with the Disney Play app. Where's my screen? Here we go. So you can go do Fortune Red, which is the pirate fortune teller thing, which is like it's like Zoltar basically, and so you get one of these every time you go, and you use the Disney Play app, and you can do Esmeralda, who is the female one in the
Main Street.
Yeah, it's not the Candy Palace. It's the Candy Shop, but it's not the proper Candy Palace. Crystal Palace, I think, is what it is. Used to be like the arcade, and they don't have any arcade machines. So anyway, they give you a fortune, and they tell part of a story, and the stories collect in your app. And so I do these every time I go. And so each story has like 8 or 10 chapters, and I'm like this is chapter 10 of of this train trip thing, and basically they tell you to go and go to Tomorrowland, go to Fantasyland. They're like in couched language, which is always really funny. Like this one says, I sense you be yearning for a chance to sail all 7 of the seas. There be a singing chance for this be a fantasy you can turn real buccaneer. And so it's like these weird little couched things going, find another place at Disneyland, which is funny. But I sent Dawn on a quest today because the 70th anniversary has come in, and there are 2 things that you can do regarding the 70th anniversary that are like side quest things, and one of them is you can buy the $60 Disney key, which is a big digital light up thing that has a pin hidden inside it. And when you get all of the stations, the pin unlocks, and you get 1 of 9 pins. It's a random blind box thing, but each of these things that you put the key in, like blows bubbles, plays a song, does something interesting. Not everybody's going to do that, of course, so they've decided to do something with the Magic Bands, which was kind of cool because they are woefully underused at Disneyland. So if you go to some of the locations around the park, you get to do some different stuff. So, like in this case, if you go to the Main Street Cinema, you can get a ticket from Tilly, who's the ticket taker there. And depending on what kind of ticket you have when you do it, it will tell you, like this says, valued magic key holder at the bottom. Which is kind of cool. And
That's cool.
And so this says, admit 1, a new verse which is in regards to the Sherman Brothers. And so I feel like they might replace the movie in there with the Sherman Brothers movie, but they haven't yet. So that's at the Main Street Cinema. You can go to the Jungle Cruise, and if you go find the lockers of the Jungle Cruise, you can get a Jungle Navigation Company ticket for
that's cool.
the Mekong Maiden, which is super neat. And again, it's got a thing here that says, valued magic key holder of the Boat Crashers Union crew, which is kind of fun. And there's ventilation slots in the lockers, and so it actually slides out one of the ventilation slots, which was kind of cool. But it's hidden. If you're facing the Jungle Cruise, you have to go to the right and go through a doorway that doesn't look like you're supposed to go there, and then the lockers are on the left, and they're all painted up for the Jungle Navigation Company. Then if you go over to Frontierland from Adventureland, there's a ticket desk that has been installed in front of the shops there, kind of by where the Halloween tree is, just down from the Golden Horseshoe Review on the same boardwalk. And so you can get a Golden Horseshoe Review ticket, which, gives you the rules. No spitting or cussing or drinking or gambling or whatever.
Oh, of course.
Which is kind of, and then wipe your boots, it says. And then there's one for the Disneyland Railroad for the Grand Circle Tour, and that gives you
that's pretty cool.
The first class fare on the railroad, and then there's one for the Mark Twain, and so you get a riverboat ticket, and they're all marked with the little 70th anniversary thing in the corner there, which is fun, and it's just a little thing to kind of make you feel special. So you can get one of these during a visit, and if you are, you can keep hitting it with your Magic Band, and it will give you different sound effects. So you can only get one ticket per visit, and I don't know if you can get more than that. I'll try the same Magic Band next time and see if it lets me have another one on a different day.
Gotcha.
But if you do it there, you can do each of the stations once. And then there's one that I didn't mention, which does not give you a ticket. It doesn't give you like swag to take away. And that is in the breezeway between Fantasyland and the Princess Pavilion, what used to be Carnation Gardens. It's right next to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And when you walk in that little alcove in the castle between these two areas, on the right-hand side, there are 5 Magic Band pucks. And there's a case, a display case, and there's a throne surrounded by 5 different activities, like animations, that play when you put your thing there. So like one of them is Peter Pan, and it opens up and you see Peter and Whidbey fly past Big Ben. One of them is Mr. Toad. One of them is the carousel. Pinocchio is there. And there's one more. I can't remember. Maybe Snow White. Anyway, it's also Alice in Wonderland. And so these all play music. These all have sound effects. So whether you get the cards or not, you still get to do this kind of cool thing. And so that's what I did Tuesday. Ran around and like grabbed all of these things.
There's one that hasn't been unveiled yet
at the Autopia.
It's, across in Tomorrowland. It's across from the opening of Autopia. At the I don't know what we're gonna call it. We'll just say the America Sings building, or we can call it.
I call it the Carousel building.
The Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's in the planter in front of the carousel building across from the entrance to Autopia. I went and I looked at it. It's got a cover on it. It's supposed to debut, I think, on the 17th of July. But yeah, it wasn't active yet, and so but it's coming, and we'll see how many more of those things they put in.
I get asked daily whenever I'm at greeter position for auto. Hey, where's the? I'm like, it's right over there. It's not active.
It's over there. It doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
And I think the idea is that these are in the original lands that were here in 1955. And so you have Adventureland and Frontierland and Tomorrowland and Fantasyland. And who are we missing? We're missing a land.
Main Street?
Yeah, Main Street. That's the other one. Yep. You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought it was really cool. It's just kind of a dorky thing to do, a little bit of a quest.
Yeah. Well, no, it's cool because you get like a little thing. It's a keepsake. I mean, I'm glad they're doing that because I'm really tired of the digital junk.
Yeah.
Here's your digital thing. I don't want digital something. That's not a thing. It's just it's just bits.
Well, and I love getting these every time I go, but the problem is sometimes the machine's broken, or sometimes like you get the digital one, but you don't get the physical one. So like I was trying to get the whole set of these, and I have holes in my set.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer, especially Fortune Red. So
I mean, like, yeah.
Here's a piece of trivia in case you didn't know. So Esmeralda, who's on Main Street, is one of those Zoltar kind of machines, and of course she's a beautiful fortune teller, and she points at the cards and she gives you the thing in a little tray, and it's very smooth and everything works great. If you go to Fortune Red, who is next to the Pieces of 8 store in New Orleans Square. Fortune Red is a cranky old pirate who like he's blinking, he's like, look in my eyes, and you can't see his eyes, and he's pointing at a map, and the map lights up, and when it gives you the card, it spits it on the ground. It's like there's no tray.
Yeah, I know, you're all
or anything.
Yeah.
But the thing that's really funny is Fortune Red started as an Esmeralda machine. They had two of them, and then they turned the Esmeralda, the fortune teller, into Fortune Red, the pirate, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, but identical machines that don't work identically.
Yeah. That they need to do that with Shrunken Ned.
Agreed.
Too.
That's what Eric is saying
Ned.
over in the chat. He's like, I wish they'd do it with Shrunken Ned.
Yeah.
I would love to have him be in the app as a freebie. That'd be really cool. I think enough people put quarters in Shrunken Ned that they don't want to do that. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Remains to be seen.
This is true.
But
yeah, true.
It's one of the things I love to do every time I go to Disneyland because it's a freebie thing.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, that's what I like about that, when you actually get something physical, like when you joined like the Star Wars fan club, you get a card in the mail.
Right.
Look, it's a thing. I've got a thing.
Well,
and
talking about
Autopia has licenses you can give to kids, so that's cool.
Right, which and now you can like get one with your picture on it, which I keep meaning to do. I haven't done yet.
You take the card over to the machine and pay whatever it is for the picture.
Yeah. Talking about stuff that you get for something. Don got he joined D23 as a gold member, and he got a pretty sizable plaque of the plaque that's above the entranceway on the train trestle when you walk into Disneyland. It was pretty cool and kind of surprising. I don't know that he expected to get it. But and a lot
That's
of people
nice.
are like really
Yeah.
really pretty excited by it. I'll show you a quick picture of it real quick. Some people get like
Yeah.
all of the things. Oh, don't show me every
Yeah.
freaking pin.
Yeah. Like Indiana Jones, like for the longest time they handed out the little, decryptor,
The cards were great.
the deciphering cards.
Yeah.
And then they stopped and they brought them back for like a real short time, and then they're gone again. I'm like, bring them back, guys.
Yeah.
I
So,
have them still, but I mean, they should bring it back.
so this is like resin, I think, but this is the plaque that you get as a D23 gold member, and this is the middle membership. You can get a like a $300 membership that comes with backpacks and stuff like that. I think this is the $100 membership.
Yeah.
It's kind of tempting.
Okay. Nice.
That's pretty cool. There was a book that he got, The Happiest
Cool.
Place on Earth, and of course there's all sorts
cool.
of
That's cool.
pins and stuff
Nice.
that you can get.
Yeah.
But
Thanks, Liz.
I've never been a paid member of D23.
Yeah. Liz subscribed to us for 11 months with Prime, so.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you,
thanks, Liz. Holy cow. Sweet. Ah.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I miss about, I'm glad they're bringing a lot of that kind of things back, at least for the hype train. Oh no. At least Eric is too. Woo! Tier 1, 15-month streak. Holy crap. Thanks, Eric. Wow. It's that was 2 in a row, Sean.
You like
Hey,
us. You
woo!
really like us.
You guys are out. You really like me. I'm glad at least that, because of the 70th, at least you're able to get all these cool things, and I wish they would continue that, because the 75th ain't that far away, but it may only be for the 70th, and that's really a shame.
Right. Well, this whole thing's supposed to go for like a year, I guess, and so I mean that'll be all of these little things should be good for that long or till they run out or something. But yeah, I appreciate when they do stuff like that, especially because it's so expensive to belong to have a Disney membership these days. That you kind of
totally
want all the free stuff they throw your way.
Yeah, for sure, man.
My gosh.
It is crazy, but I mean, that's just how. That's the you're a kid and the kids love we give them I get kids stickers at Disneyland and they go, oh wow, they're all happy, or I give them a little card and they're for Autopia and they go woo, they love it. I'm not sure what effect it has on adults.
I'm happy
I know
to
kids,
get a driver's
they're crazy.
license at Autopia. I think it's fun. And I loved the Indiana Jones cards. And I always thought that they should have given you an Aurebesh card at Galaxy's Edge to figure out the Aurebesh.
What the heck?
Yeah, so... No, I love that kind of stuff. And and in fact, it's why I'm bummed that every time I do a mission for Hondo in Smuggler's Run, that I don't get my money anymore, because I used to.
Yeah.
If you did a Smuggler's Run ride, whatever money you ended up with at the end of that ride, you got to keep that in your app. And they haven't made it anything you can do anything with, because I've got like 317,000 credits. I'd love to do something with those. Hint,
I know.
hint,
I mean,
hint.
because since you're essentially doing it for free, they should give you something in the app for free.
Right? A discount, or maybe so many credits gets you a blue milk, or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could come up with something cheap. We could too.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know when.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Nice.
Hey, before we get to Star Wars history and stuff, let me jump in here and remind you that you are listening to sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. We have entertainment going here 24/7, lots of cool shows and things. When this show is over at 9 p.m. Pacific time, at 11 p.m. Pacific time, you can hear my show from this morning, which features a tribute to Brian Wilson, who just passed away yesterday. We received word of his passing from the Beach Boys. And so I did the first hour was all Beach Boys music. So that always replays at 11 p.m. The regular show is at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then we've got all sorts of cool stuff that happens on the station. So go to sci-fi.radio, click on how to listen, and there's a schedule on that drop-down menu, and check that out. And then when we're not here doing a show like this and looking at the chat over here, we're on Discord, and we're always chatting on Discord and stuff too. So that's sci-fi.radio.
Oh, okay.
That is the audio version of the show. You could be watching us on Facebook or on Twitch or YouTube. All of those are pretty cool. You can see our smiling faces. No Colleen tonight. Colleen is taking the evening off. Kit is working. So you're stuck with the boys. I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Solid Donoho.
And we're grateful for you guys tuning in. All sorts of folks over there. Lara and Pat and Alan and Young. And it's we've had a
David,
even
Dawn, Adele, Thorne, Liz, Eric.
Don chimed in from Disneyland. He was on It's a Small World.
Yeah.
So, but
I agree with Eric. With Eric here, it's they should give you something digital in the app.
Right.
But even I think the cooler thing would be you got one of the songs that DJ Rex plays or something.
Well, that would be a little better.
Because what would that cost them?
You do get stuff in the app in Play Disney when you do the stuff in Galaxy's Edge. It does show up, and they're not. They should be a little more useful, I think, because I like all of the jobs and things, and it's great to get stuff. Let me see if I can open my data pad here. And so when you look in your profile, it's like you're not in the park. What's wrong with you? So when you look in your profile, you do get. I did the wrong thing. Hold on. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. You do get things like costumes. So here's like a little Jawa costume that I've been able to assign myself. This is it keeps track of what you're doing. You can see I have 319,000 credits, which is a lot. If you click on the equipment thing, you collect all these equipment items, and you can there's like data and things that you can get for them. So if I click on this thermal detonator, it gives me a thermal detonator. I can trade them with other people, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of involved, but the problem is that all of this stuff stays in the app, and you don't get to use
tangible.
It somewhere else, and that's the thing that really bums me out. And you can collect.
Yeah.
These are all the little badges and things that I have been able to collect.
Yeah.
Over time, and I love this.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing this. But it all stays in the app. It should be able to transfer to your PC or wallpaper for your phone or stuff like that. Eric is totally right. And he says he'd love to reprogram the app to do more. I'm in. Count me in. I think that would be really great.
Yeah.
But
something more tangible, Yeah,
exactly. So, and some of it is kind of weak. Like they have a translate app, and so you can enter Aurebesh and use it to translate Aurebesh in the world. But the way it's set up, all of these letters are not it's not in alphabetical order. It's random, which is not cool. It really needs to be something else, I think. But I mean, it's clever the way they did it, and it's useful to some end. But it's all stuck in this app, which makes me really sad. There's an Indiana Jones one in the Indiana Jones ride where you can also translate stuff, and as you translate it, you get pieces of the map, And then once you finish the map, once you complete it, you should be able to download a high-resolution image of that to print out. I think it'd be really fun to print out these little maps and put them in my Grail diary or something, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. Or use it as a wallpaper on my phone.
Alas.
Yes. Disney,
Alas.
Disney.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember when the Indy ride first came out, though, that you could get an actual map. So.
Yes, you could buy an actual map.
Yes.
And that was I have one somewhere.
Yeah, me too.
I should put it
mine is
in the Grail diary.
Mine is actually it's in a frame somewhere. So whenever we start hanging pictures again, it's going to go up.
In the Los Angeles Times, there was an insert when the ride was new in 1995, I guess, when Indiana Jones opened, which was also a Disney anniversary, and it was like the 40th anniversary or something. And in fact, they replaced Tinkerbell with Indiana Jones on the wire that goes from the Matterhorn to the castle. And so Indy did like a zip line thing across the park to the castle, which was really cool. But in the LA Times, they had an insert that you could take out, punch out or cut out, and you put a brad through it, and basically it was a decoder wheel for the language in thing, and it's full color, double-sided. Come to ride the attraction, and it was super cool. I still have one unpunched someplace because it was just a neat thing to give out. And the cards that we got in the park were okay, but nothing like this decoder wheel, which I thought they should have handed out at like Bengal Barbecue or the Indie Store or some other thing. Should have been some.
Just need to recreate it and laminate it so it'll last.
Right. Well, I mean, now we have all this laser etching stuff, which is super cool.
Yeah, see,
and that would be pretty great. I was looking in here. Every once in a while I find one of those cards floating around, and I was looking in the drawer in my desk to see if I had one right here. Because they, like everything, you're going through stuff and like stuff just crops up. When you're doing stuff like, I seem to have a Rebel Crossing sticker that I'm not entirely sure where it came from.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But see, I love crap like that, much to my wife's regret. Colleen hates that I love all of this garbage because I'm a pack rat. I totally hang on to it. So, it's totally a bummer. Oh, well. So it is. Hey, how about Star Wars history?
History, sure. This week we don't have any. Anyone has passed away in this past week apparently from Star Wars history. So it's just regular history. We have, or born in this. You know what I mean, right? Born in this past week, but had passed away. June 7th. 1977 is when Kenner made a deal with Lucasfilm to make Star Wars toys, games, and craft items. And then woefully estimated the market.
Well, what's really funny is so by this date, by the 7th of June, they knew Star Wars was going to be a massive hit because it came out on the 25th. It had lines around the block by this point. So Kenner, which was actually the General Mills Fun Group at the time, they were one of a number of toy companies that were approached. And so they must have been first out of the gate to go, oh, my God, that Star Wars thing that we didn't do, we should do that because look at it going. And so Mattel, for example, passed on it. And Mattel is really funny. I used to work for them. And in, like, comic book style, they made their own supervillains. So, like, Mattel,
of course,
passed on Star Wars, and it made Kenner. Kenner became huge, right? And, of course, now Kenner has been absorbed into Hasbro, and they're one big, giant company. And then years later, they passed on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which went to a company called Playmates. Because Mattel would just like scratch their head and go, I don't understand this. And so it went to Playmates, and Playmates made money hand over fist and became a total player in the toy market, which they weren't before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So poor Mattel, man, they really messed it up.
They struggle. They just stick with certain ones like, Barbie and such. But I think He-Man was a success though for them.
It was. Mattel had He-Man. They had Hot Wheels. They had Barbie. They weren't hurting, but they made more competition than they wanted to have. When you're the main toy company, you don't want other competition. You don't want other people buying toys from other people. You want to have all the market, right? So that's what happened to them.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here. John Impero showed up over in the chat, which is very cool. He's
cool.
He's a guy from long ago and far away in my misspent youth.
So there you go.
Elementary school, middle school, all that kind of stuff. Very cool. And he brought up Revell, the model company, which was pretty great. But yeah, Kenner made a good choice, and then they couldn't get anything to market in time because they had 6 months till Christmas. So some people got empty cardboard boxes with Star Wars printed on the outside.
Yes. The empty box campaign.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty funny. It all worked out.
So, I don't know. Yeah, it eventually got back to it. Let's see. Number 2, June 10th, 1997 is when Chewbacca got the Lifetime Achievement Award at the MTV Movie Awards.
He did. He got it from Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, on the 20th anniversary of Star Wars. Although, as Lucas has told us, Wookiees aren't interested in such things. But we were happy to see him get it. So
yeah, that's why Chewie didn't get the medal at the end of the first movie.
Yeah, that's cool. You can look it up. You can look it up on YouTube. That whole awards ceremony is up on YouTube from MTV, which is really great.
Let's see. My last one of the news for Star Wars was humorous and not humorous. Pun intended.
I see what you did there.
June 11th, 2014. Yeah, see? Harrison Ford broke his leg while filming The Force Awakens, and then they had to postpone it for like 2 weeks or whatever amount of time it was until he was able to get back and do film scenes again.
As I understand it, J.J. Abrams broke his leg. He was like in control of the door or something, whatever was going on. There's a round sliding door on the Falcon that closes behind them when they come into the Falcon. Apparently that door landed on Harrison Ford's leg. And now you don't want to hurt anybody. Of course, you feel bad if you drop a can of soup on somebody's foot and they get upset. I ran over one of our Ghostbusters guys' foot with my RC car. There was a lot of like radio interference, and it just kept going. And the poor guy ran over his foot for Wayne. I felt terrible for hurting Wayne's foot.
Oh yeah,
you just feel bad about it. Can you imagine breaking Harrison Ford, the largest bankable movie star on the planet, and you broke him while he was in your movie?
Yeah,
that's got to be awful. John, who's over in the chat, is a prop guy. I think we have both had instances where we've been showing actors props and things, and they'll do something dumb. They'll hurt themselves. They'll drop the prop on themselves. They'll drop it and break it in front of you. It's the nature of the business. I couldn't imagine breaking Harrison Ford. That would be the worst. Oh my gosh. That's pretty funny. All right, Star Wars history. No birthdays.
Nothing. So that's good.
Sweet.
Good and bad.
Theme parks. What do we got?
Yeah. Let's see here. They had a announcements. Disney did for their parks blog. a little bit more about the expansion plans and the fact that they're building a walkway that will come from the new parking structure they're going to build, and that will go over Harbor Boulevard. Harbor Boulevard is my assumption is from this, and which is something they planned a ways back, and that all the businesses complained about it, so they put it off. But I guess they're allowed to do it now. But the cool part is that, at least in the art, for the concept art, is that they're going to bring back the original sign, so to speak.
Very
recreate the original Disneyland Resort sign.
Yeah. And it looks like it's in an area where you get to kind of like drive under it. I don't know what's here, if this is like the drop-off point or what it is, but it is kind of interesting. And it looks like it's on the east side of the park. And yeah, I mean, that could be fun. They've had pretty successful pedestrian bridges before, which have been good. And
yeah,
where did these come from?
So we'll see with this one.
I don't remember. The grocery store, I guess.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Colleen just brought me something. Let me switch over to the monitor here. Here we go. So if you've watched the show for any length of time, and we've been on for 13 years, so why the heck not? You know that we always try weird food. We did a thing with the Star Wars Oreos. We've had Australian chocolate with Vegemite in it. We've eaten some weird things on this show. Colleen just brought these Selena Gomez Oreo cookies. I'm not entirely sure what makes them Selena Gomez. They're cinnamon flavored?
I think so.
She says they're cinnamon flavored. It is a signature cookie, which means if you look at the cookie, she has signed her name
supposed to be her
to it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we very much like Only Murders in the Building. That is our primary connection to Selena Gomez versus the fine musician that she is anyway. It's absolutely this is hysterical. Should I open these?
Yeah.
The opening of packages these days for Oreos is really bizarre.
Those are weird. They're not very dark.
They're not. So here. Thank you. It looks like they all have slightly different cookie things. So in addition to her signature, where's the stupid thing? I keep hitting the wrong screen.
See ya.
Thank you. Here we go. Okay, so this one has like musical notes on it, kind of fun. And this one has what I assume is a flaming heart, like a tattoo or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny. And they're apparently cinnamon, and so the inside of them is not particularly dark. And in fact, what's even weirder, so one side of the frosting is brown, and one side of the frosting is white. It's got like a line through the middle of it. It's very strange. Anyway, so that's what Colleen just brought in. Weird stuff. Very funny. Thanks, Colleen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Weird.
So let's see here. Got to turn.
Yeah, so I like this art. Okay. I think it looks pretty cool. And this is going where the Toy Story lot is right now. Oh, the Manchester cast member parking lot.
The Manchester parking lot. So which does state as like a Toy Story thing. But yeah.
6,000 parking spaces they're putting in.
Yeah. You're going to walk the suspended walkway that takes you across over
This is the
boulevard into the park.
This is the entrance to the Coco attraction. And this is the Disney Parks blog, by the way. This is the official news outlet for Disney.
Yeah. So I think that, and they said it's not replacing anything. To me, it kind of looks like they're going to take the Italian restaurant thing, whatever that's not really a restaurant, but that's over that area.
Oh yeah, that like beer garden thing
has Coco stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have like pizza and stuff, and I think that's probably gonna. I bet that's what they're doing. They're taking that out and put the ride in.
It says it's going to be near Paradise Gardens Park, which is the main cement area right out in front of the water, and it's going to be by Pixar Pier. In areas that are predominantly backstage today. Interesting. So it may not even take out that beer garden.
Yeah, and there's a good chance what they're like. What I think that they're going to do is that they're planning is that they're probably going to take the that they're actually going to build over harbor and make it a tunnel, so they don't have to like worry about a bridge to go over or something. Like actually completely make a tunnel and then expand over the top of that with a walkway or whatever they have to do. That's what it seems like that's going to happen. So,
can I say how not excited I am for an Avatar experience at Disneyland?
Yeah.
I didn't see the last movie.
It's too small.
I just don't care. I mean, leave Pandora at Animal Kingdom. It's a perfect spot for it.
Yeah. And it's not the same land as the one in Animal Kingdom. It's going to be different, but from what I can tell, the one in Animal Kingdom is larger. It has more space to do it in. The DCA, they're just taking up the back lot. So
and apparently,
basically,
the Monsters Inc. ride.
Yeah. So everything probably from the Hyperion Theater all the way over to whatever that is.
Yeah.
That direction, and then and forward up to the little street, basically, or just behind the street that goes that way.
Well, we're looking at some concept art here, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
But
it says here the project is still in the early stages of development, and additional details will be shared later, including construction timeframes.
Yeah.
So they have no idea what they're doing either.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So, well, we'll see them. We'll see. But that's what's going on there for the expansion is. But yeah, it's gonna rip out, take my parking lot away, and be nicer if they went ahead and rebuilt, or not built a structure for the cast members or something that wasn't just ultimate parking lots here and there. So yeah, the next bit is mice chat. So I don't know how reliable mice chat is, but saying that Kim Irvine is retiring.
Yeah,
from Disney.
There are a number of people who have been reporting this. She has been working for the company, I think, 55 years. And if you don't know who Kim Irvine is, she is the daughter of Haunted Mansion Madame Leota Toombs.
Yeah.
So she's been an Imagineer for a long time. She basically started working for the company because her parents did, which was cool. So I don't know if this is true or not, but she has been with the company a very long time, and who knows what what she's got left to do. And I'm looking to see.
Yeah, I haven't found a real news source yet, except for fan pages.
I haven't either, and that's the real bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm throwing this in the rumor category still, but it could
Yeah,
be true.
I don't know. There's no real information here, and I didn't. There were two things this week that were like word of mouth that I really needed confirmation of. One of them was this. The second thing was that ICE showed up at Disneyland to check people's paperwork and stuff like that. Cast members that I know were reporting this, but nobody got video, nobody got pictures. Because ICE has been showing up in really unusual places, like school graduations and people's places of employment. And, not to get too political on that, we were promised that ICE was going to go get the criminals out of the country, and they're going for the low-hanging fruit. They're going for families and people who are, working at Home Depot and stuff like that. So I'm a little bummed out at that. And I feel like, but again, take that with a grain of salt that they were at Disneyland, because I have only heard it reported. I haven't actually seen it. And the same with this Kim Irvine retirement. There's nothing I can find. Like that should be a big announcement from the company rather. And I don't see anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. It just doesn't. We just don't know. So I'm gonna wait on that one, and hopefully we'll get some sort of news. I can try to ask Disney people, but I mean that's still gonna be word of mouth.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now. Lots of people are reporting it. Nobody has any clout. Like there's not a reliable news source, and certainly nothing from Disney. So this may all just be, hullabaloo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so here's a report from we've got Kelly, whose daughter was on site, and they didn't report any ICE there. And you didn't see any, so.
No, not at all.
That's the problem these days. It's so easy to just make stuff up. Stop making stuff up.
Yeah, so if they were there, that's terrible. If they weren't there, that's great.
Right,
so,
but don't make up stuff.
Yeah, this is true.
This is not Disney. This is the other guys.
No. The other guys. Yeah. Although, what the world? Okay, well, this is Walt Disney World News Today, is the people doing that, calling it Universal Parks News Today. So,
right.
At least the pictures are true.
They are,
and probably the story. Yeah. So
this,
because they're just reposting from Universal.
This is, I guess, Dominic Toretto's Charger reimagined as a ride car for Universal Studios for the Fast and Furious drift ride
coaster.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny. So each car seats 4, which makes me laugh. It's like this sort of chibi version of the thing. It's called Hollywood Drift. We had a different image, I thought, that showed more of the car.
Yeah.
Like a side thing.
Right, like in the thing.
But
I think Kit posted that in our Facebook chat as a better picture.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. I liked it better regardless, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Where is our chat?
So there's that. Yeah, it was a side view. You could see the whole vehicle.
Right,
like
and that's
three-quarter view.
That's what I'm getting at right now. Let's see.
And that's what Kit posted on its own. It's not an article.
There it is. Oh, yeah. All right, here is the better image.
Yeah.
Of the ride vehicle. So you can kind of see it's got
Yeah.
like 2 entrance points on the car. The wheels aren't touching the ground. It's got a conveyance system underneath that are there, and it's kind of fun. I wonder if this is a thing just for show, or if you can like go get in it. It looks like it's got confetti all over it, so they must have done some sort of unveiling or something.
Yeah, it's there's streamers everywhere. It looks like.
Yeah, and the
All
lights
over the
are
place.
on, so it's powered. Pretty funny. I love the blower in front.
Yeah, jeez.
This, judging
Massive
by
thing.
the seats of the in the car, this thing's only got to be like 10 feet long. This car. It looks really tiny. So, well, I hope the ride is fun.
Yeah.
It's Universal Studios is hit or miss for me in terms of like how fun their rides are.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, and that's it for excuse me, theme parks.
All right.
You got the rest in peace section there, man.
I do. Sadly, we did lose a few people this week. We lost Amanda Lewis at the age of 52. She was a MTV VJ who basically did entertainment reporting and stuff in the earliest days of MTV. They didn't give a lot of details, but she had been fighting breast cancer and talked with CNN about her treatment, and basically didn't. She kind of wanted to talk about it, let everybody know, to go get examinations and things like that, and whatnot. So it was her idea was to sort of inform everybody, and let everybody know. And it had progressed to stage 4 last October. So I imagine that was her cause of death. But she had her own.
Yeah.
She was on the station in the 90s on MTV. She was on MTV Live as a host, and she had her own talk show called The Amanda Lewis Show, where she did over 250 episodes. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. It's funny to think that our VJs are so old now. At the age of 82, we lost Sly Stone of Sly and the Family Stone, Sylvester Stone, and he was very busy in the late 60s and the early 70s. He had COPD and other health issues, passed away peacefully.
Oh boy.
But he was a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee in 1993 for Sly and the Family Stone. And in fact, Questlove, band leader for Jimmy Fallon, has he's got a documentary about Sly and his life, which is pretty kind of interesting. But anyway, dance to the music, everyday people, all sorts of top 10 hits. So sad to hear of his passing. We lost Harris Yulin, who is an actor who was in Scarface and Training Day, Clear and Present Danger, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, a bunch of things like that. I know him best as the angry judge in Ghostbusters 2, who gets attacked by the Scolari brothers, whom he sent to the electric chair. He could play comedy as well as drama. Very talented, and he was on Broadway. Did a bunch of stuff in Broadway, including the 1997 incarnation of The Diary of Anne Frank, and just a super talented guy. He was the guy in Scarface who tried to extract money from Tony Montana. Didn't work very well.
Dear.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But let's see. Also, and this was just something that came to light just before the show started. Actor Beans Morocco passed away at the age of 90. He was in Blazing Saddles. He was in the movie Used Cars with Kurt Russell. In Used Cars, he was the guy who followed a $10 bill on a fishing line across the street to their used car dealership. He was in Mork and Mindy, Eating Raoul, Bob Newhart Show, Growing Pains, all sorts of stuff. And the guy did it all. He was a shorter actor, got a lot of roles because of that. A lot of roles where he gets picked up and moved around and stuff like that. He was in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. He was in Any Which Way You Can, Clint Eastwood's movie, The American President by Rob Reiner. And of course, he was part of the comedy group that Howard Hessman was in. And so he ended up with a lot of roles opposite Howard Hessman. And of course, he did a lot of stuff with Mel Brooks. He was in Blazing Saddles and things like that. So, yeah, sad to hear that he passed. The Committee was the name of the comedy troupe that he was in. He was also in the Groove Tube. Groove Tube? Tunnel Vision. He was in Tunnel Vision, which was the other weird parody skit thing. And the Police Academy movies. Okay. And oh my gosh, just so much stuff. Growing Pains, Mary Tyler Moore. And then the biggie this week, Variety reports that Brian Wilson, co-founder of the Beach Boys, passed away at the age of 82. He was the last man standing from the Wilson brothers who were in the band. Yeah. And I think Al Jardine might be the only Beach Boy left. I'm not sure. Carl and Dennis were the other Wilson brothers. And of course, as I sit here in Westchester, if I throw a rock about 3 miles to the east, I could hit the home where the Wilson boys grew up in Hawthorne. Their house is gone because of the freeway and eminent domain being what it is. But if you go to their old address, there is a memorial there on behalf of the Beach Boys, acknowledging that they lived on that piece of land once, even though the house is gone. Brian Wilson certainly had a lot of demons. A lot of his songs were very melancholy in nature, even at the same time they were optimistic. And his personal villain was the Beatles. They didn't really have a vendetta against each other, but the Beatles got all the awards and the Beach Boys always came in second place, even though the Beach Boys completely inspired the Beatles to try new things. The Sgt. Pepper's album was inspired by what the Beach Boys were doing. And all of the tape mixing and the stuff that the creative producing that they were doing was absolutely incredible. So Brian Wilson being angry at the Beatles was kind of funny, because Paul McCartney cites Brian Wilson as one of his favorite songwriters ever, and things. So anyway, very, very sad to hear of Brian Wilson's passing. Whether you lived near a beach or not, his songs were the soundtrack of your summer in one way or another. So, very sad to hear of his passing.
Oh, and for Beans,
I
I remembered him from the episode of WKRP because there's a few of them on YouTube, and one of them was called Jennifer Moves. Probably season 3. It might be season 3, episode 2. But she gets a house, and he's one of the people that's got like a I can't think of the stupid word now. Gosh, this is what's happened to me lately. So everyone signs it, so that they can keep this company to come in and build a shopping mall or something. And that's in the neighborhood where she just bought the house. But yeah, so he's the head of like the association fighting this group. So
okay,
yeah,
that's pretty funny. Yeah, he was in. He did some singing. He did some dancing. The guy did it all. He just did it all.
Yeah.
And it's funny. He had sort of male pattern baldness, where he just had hair on the side of his head, and he was mostly bald. And then he'd do some role where he'd put on a toupee, but make fun of putting on the toupee. It was great. He was a super talented guy. And you can look up his reel, by the way, on YouTube or IMDb. And his reel of all the parts that he's done is like a half an hour long. It's absolutely nuts. And you're like, oh my God, I remember that. Oh my God, I remember that. It's really cool. So, really super talented guy who was, even in his retirement, was a great guy in the neighborhood. He rode horses and took care of the kids in the neighborhood as Santa Claus every Christmas and that kind of thing. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got going on here for speed round?
Oh golly. Let's see here. I did some things in here today. I don't know if they all showed up, but okay. Well, here's one. This is something I want to. I hope the rumor that this is actually being made is true, because a game that was basically a comic book as well, a comic series as well, called Midnight Suns.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposedly making a movie, and I guess it just keeps kind of getting pushed out or whatever. Something keeps happening, and the last time they came up with this, the fans thought that Blade would be the leader of the group or something. Right. And now supposedly it's going to be Ghost Rider showing up in the MCU finally.
Huh.
He showed up in a version of the Ghost Rider showed up on
Shield.
Agents of Shield.
He was super cool.
But
in Agents
and
of
it was
Shield.
cool. Yeah, I loved it. But it was a car instead of a motorcycle. But still, that was in the comics. It was based on the character they did. It was good. And of course, they did the two movies with Nick Cage.
Right.
And I think the idea was that the ghost that shows up and the Ghost Rider that he meets is supposed to be the Nick Cage Ghost Rider before he becomes Ghost Rider in the Agents of Shield.
Right.
I think that was the idea. But in any case, but it would be cool because it has like all these characters, like Moon Knight would be part of it, and Blade, and Doctor Strange is even part of that group, and Elsa Bloodstone. So
wow,
hopefully that actually happens.
That's going to be expensive
awesome.
To get all of those actors in there, if that's really the case.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. incarnation of Ghost Rider. It'd be nice to see Moon Knight come back without so much of the psycho stuff going on. It slowed down the show. It was interesting, but it slowed down the show for me a lot.
Okay.
To the point where I was more interested in his sidekick, who showed up at the end of the thing. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We have some Marvel to get through, like Ironheart is like causing a bit of a stir, and people are like, "Oh my God, they replaced Iron Man."
Yeah,
we knew Ironheart was coming. This is no surprise. So we'll have to see what happens with some of this stuff. And of course, we just got introduced to the new Avengers through Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Thunderbolts was really good. So was the I actually liked. It's on Disney Plus now. The new Captain America that came out, Pregnant World, is actually pretty good. I don't know what people bagged on it and stuff, but I was like, oh, it's pretty good. It's just like I guess why, because he doesn't have superpowers. Like I don't really understand what the reasoning was. But
I don't know.
It was still a good movie.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's fine. It's people just get weird about stuff. I mean, they're arguing right now about Superman's trunks. It's like Superman, who was based on weightlifters in the circus, has the same kind of trunks on that they used to wear doing their sideshow stuff. And it's a tradition. So, but now they have to rationalize it. And so I saw a video with James Gunn and David Corenswet where they're like rationalizing that Superman wears the trunks because it makes him look a little bit doofy and deflates people and distracts from how incredibly powerful he actually is. It makes people forget that. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think you have to explain it. Just put him in the stupid trunks because that's tradition.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, good grief.
Don't overthink
Christopher Reeve, come on.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, it's like one of the things I didn't put in our news because I don't really think it's not really news because they've already done it. It's Marvel Comics. They come up with a character that's supposed to be related to T'Challa, but he's white, and he's supposed to be like a new Black Panther. And people are like, oh my gosh, somebody do Black Panther. I'm like, did you guys see Black Panther 2? Because that's where they're headed.
Right. But they set up the new Black Panther.
It's just like we don't
Wakanda forever.
We don't need a white one yet. Okay, let's let it go a while. Okay.
Don't conscript the black superhero yet. We're not done with him.
Exactly.
Right. Let people enjoy things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, Louise.
That's really funny. Hey, I did a little bit of math recently because, as you know, Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, dangerous, right? I am not a math guy. Phineas and Ferb is coming out with a 5th season. It is a second summer. So the first summer was the first like 4 seasons or whatever, and they had a couple extra movies and things. They had something like 140 episodes, I think, including some movies and things like that. And of course, if you listen to the theme song, it says there's 104 days of summer vacation. Yeah. And if you do the math on it, when like this is the week that school ends for most schools, and then they come back right after Labor Day in September. And if you do that math, there's really only about like 91 days of summer vacation. So what's up with the 104? So they actually cornered Dan Povenmire and Swampy Marsh, and they offer a suggestion.
You guys always believed in the show. From the 90s, you were pitching it for a while. I mean,
we're glad somebody bought it, because otherwise all of our years of continuing to pitch the same show
would have just been sad and pathetic.
Glad it turned out.
Yay.
This way, it's like perseverance instead of just like being a sad person.
And we can say, we told you.
It's so great that it finally even found an audience at all. And then to have it still have that audience, 10 years after we stopped making the show, it really just, hits us right there.
What I love is how many people who've said, I watched this with my kids, and I'm excited about seeing the new one.
Yeah.
It's that family connection that's just so cool.
There's 104 days of summer vacation.
Can I ask how you guys settled on 104 days of summer vacation? Where did that number come from?
when we decided, it's really silly because when we decided to make the show all in summer, I was like, hey, does anybody know how many days there are in summer vacation? And one of the executives, they said, oh yeah, we just had to look that up. There's 104,
And
which
we didn't fact check. We
never checked it at all. It's not true. It's not true.
It is for that.
Yes, it is. It is in their neighbor, in their little universe. It is, but it was literally me going, oh, that's perfect because we'll probably, like at the time, a full order was often 52 episodes, so. And 2 for each half hour. Oh, that's perfect. We'll just use that. And then we wrote that song, and then didn't find out till it was. Like nobody really brought it up to us that is incorrect until it was already on the air. Then people were coming up with stuff.
And you know what? I still haven't looked up how many days it actually is because I don't want to know.
Yes,
For me, it's 104.
It's quite a bit less. Quite a bit less.
Well, and it's at least
Hey, look what you did.
in
This
their
is a breaking
universe,
news update.
It's 104. So
Yeah, see? There you go.
Why not? I mean, we wish we had 104 days of summer vacation when we were kids.
Yeah.
I feel
and
it used to be longer though. I feel like like we used to start school towards the end of September, and
for you,
and we would end in the first week, and so we might have gotten 104 days back in the day.
I mean, for me, it was like, hey, happy birthday, 5th grade. That was for me.
Right.
It was, always like this right after the first week of September for me.
Exactly. Got another story?
And yeah, and you can also catch if you don't have the Disney Channel, because I sure don't. You can go to sorry, something on my screen. Disney Plus has I haven't checked since they uploaded the first 5 episodes, so there was probably more by now, but it's on Disney Plus now. Yeah. Right.
If you don't have the Disney Channel, you can go to Disney Plus. I thought that they were doing them one a day, and that they were going to be delayed by a day, but I guess not. I guess they're just throwing them all up there.
Yeah. It's like a chunk at a time, pretty much, so to speak.
Right. All right. Give me a story.
Okay. So, I would like to say friend of the show, but I don't know if he actually watches our show, to be honest. But he's a friend of something we tried to get going.
He is a friend of ours. We have worked with him, so that is acceptable. Because we've worked with him on a show.
Slater. Yeah. He has gotten himself a star on the Walk of Fame. And, if only that I don't even know if we ever, how to get a hold of him just so we can see their quote-unquote sizzle reel.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I almost sent him a text. I have his old phone number in my phone still. If it is still active, I was going to send him a text and say congratulations and remind him that we're still alive. Colleen came in and she's like, hey, your friend got a star on the Walk of Fame and he didn't invite you.
I know, what the heck?
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Christian.
All I got was this lousy T-shirt.
I know you're famous and all that, but come on. And what's really funny is actually when we went to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando, he came and met us. We dragged him around and showed him what we thought was cool, and he dragged us around and showed us what he thought was cool. It was a good day. Good day was had by all. Jeff, me,
totally.
Kit.
Yeah.
It was a good day. I'm going to play a little something here that I think I'm going to have to read as it goes, because it's got video, and but it just has music. But this is something many of us have waited for far too long, and it's been teased in other things. I think they teased it in the Goldbergs, and things like that. But this is the Star Wars sequel people have been waiting for. And so I'll play the video for video. I will read what it says on the screen for the people on the radio. 38 years ago, there was only one Star Wars trilogy. But since then, there have been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spin-offs, a movie spin-off of the TV spin-off, which is both a prequel and a sequel, not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars plus 3 upcoming Avatars, making 5 Avatars, 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remaking the same 8 Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken for the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies, 1 Prometheus, which is kind of an Alien movie, 4 Beatles movies, and Oppenheimer. But in 38 years, there has only ever been 1 Spaceballs. And we're finally getting a sequel. See if Mel Brooks will tell us about it.
After 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie. May the Schwartz be with you.
The Schwartz Awakens in 2027. Josh Gad is apparently involved in this. So he is working with Mel Brooks, trying to get this thing going. I'll tell you, Spaceballs was just okay for me. I don't have like this major attachment to Spaceballs. It was funny, but it wasn't like Blazing Saddles or Young Frankenstein funny.
No.
So I don't know if I need another one.
It lacked Gene. It needed Gene.
It needed Gene Wilder. And allow me to say that Mel Brooks turns 99 in 2 weeks. So,
oh boy,
is he going to make it to his Spaceballs? I mean, shouldn't this have happened many years ago?
I know. Jeez.
It's gonna be stuff. He was wearing a Spaceballs the sweatshirt thing as he did the video. Laura says she wants one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be all sorts of merch.
Yeah. The original film, the only time I actually laughed out loud for the original film, sorry folks, I mean, I know people think they really love this movie, and I'm in Sean's department, I'm like, was literally, and Sean knows this already, is when the recreation of the scene from Alien, same actor too.
Yes.
And he's, oh no, not again, and
John
like
Hurt.
the alien pops out of his chest, and then slowly puts a little straw hat on and dances away, Michigan Frog style, hello, my baby. And that was just that alone was hysterical.
That was worth
when that happened.
The price of admission. And John Hurt going, oh no, not again.
Not again, yes.
I got to meet Sir John Hurt at the
man.
Gallifrey convention, and of course I dressed as the War Doctor, which was his character, and so went up and said hello, and we're talking, and I'm like, I gotta say, man, you have so many tremendous credits. Absolutely love that bit in Spaceballs. He's like, I'm glad somebody did, because it was so weird.
Yes.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
But will I go see this? Yes. But you know what? I don't remember seeing the first Spaceballs in the movie theater. I may have only seen it on
I think I
video.
did. So
yeah.
I've seen it I remember seeing it at least one time. I don't know if I saw it a second time, but it was in the theater.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen it.
This is probably just going to Amazon
theater since. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I really, and don't get me wrong, I adore the cast. Everybody in that cast was freaking amazing. It just didn't hit right for me. Whatever. But much like the prequel movies didn't hit right for some people.
So I wonder for Eric, was the second laugh when the apes ride up on a horse and they're climbing out of the statue's nose?
Okay,
So that's the second part.
that was funny.
Something coming out of its nose.
The guys combing the
Was that
desert. Combing the desert was actually funny.
Yeah.
And there was one more thing that I actively laughed at that I thought was like really, really funny, and I can't remember what it is now. So
yeah, same.
I think it's Spaceballs.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, combing the desert was a funny part.
Yes,
for it.
exactly. Which was really funny. Wasn't that Tuvok from Star Trek? Who was that? Somebody
so,
was
yeah.
somebody was asking. Canis Latransapiens was saying, "What is the Star Wars universe, Star Trek universe crossover canonical?" It is Tuvok, at least in terms of like Star Trek being in there. But
yeah,
I don't know what the Star Wars
just,
crossover is.
If we get him to be if they could get him to be in a Star Wars anything, then he'd be in all three.
Right,
things,
that would be amazing. Well, people have been trying to decide what the nerd who has won the nerd EGOT, which is like Star Wars, Star Trek, MCU, I think, and maybe DC. So,
okay.
Definitely pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here real quick and let you guys know that you are listening to Sci-Fi.radio. This is Docking Bay 94 here on the station. You can go to the station and look at our schedule. We've got all sorts of cool stuff going on up there. But if you're just hearing us and you do not see our smiling faces, that's what you're doing. If you're watching us, you're doing it on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. Like or subscribe or do whatever. Thank you to Eric and Liz who actually supported us tonight. It was really great. We're very grateful for that.
That was amazing.
Yes, and so we do this every Thursday night. I'm on the air tomorrow for Docking. Good Morning Tatooine. I'll get the shows right at some point. Which I do from 9 to 11 Pacific time. You can check out there for some music history and goofing off and that kind of stuff. And then we'll be back next week for sure. I just wanted to throw that out there because we hit the top of the hour. But did we have more to cover?
Yep. I mean, there's more news, and we can get. Oh yeah, Tim Russ. Good. I couldn't remember his name. Thanks, Canis.
Yes.
So this weekend, tomorrow I'm doing stuff with Rose, and I believe it has to do with Knott's Berry Farm. I don't know. She's supposed to be surprising me with something tomorrow, and then Sunday is Father's Day, and I don't know what's happening that day either.
Father's Day.
Days. So there we go.
Yeah. I am not paying attention to Father's Day because I am out of fathers. I don't have any fathers anymore.
See, there you go.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to think about that though. Is like, who's done all these sci-fi movies or whatever crossed over. So I got to think about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of those, but there are very few that have like done every single thing. Pedro Pascal is getting dangerously close. He needs a Star Trek part.
I know. Yeah.
But he's been in a lot of stuff. We need to put Benedict Cumberbatch in Star Wars.
I know. It's so close. It's like right there.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Oscar Isaac has been in the MCU and Star
Simon
Wars.
Pegg, but I don't think he's done Marvel yet.
Simon Pegg has not, I don't think.
He hasn't done Marvel yet, but he's done Star Wars and he's done Star Trek, but I don't think he's done Marvel. So there we go. I think it's Simon Pegg. Unless he was a voice of something.
All right, so I'm kind of jumping online to see if I can figure these out. Alan Tudyk has got to be dangerously close to that too.
Yeah, he is true. Yeah.
Gary Whitta chimed in. He says he is the only person to have written Star Wars for film, television, books, and comics. But that's all one property. So, but he's done everything of that. Another writer, T. Stashwick, chimed in, wrote or was an actor in Picard, was a writer on a Star Wars game project, was in Gotham as an actor, and wrote an early draft of Suicide Squad 2. So that's pretty good. Claire Grant, who is what's his name? What's her husband's name? I can't think of her husband's name.
I don't know.
She's married to the guy from oh my God, my brain has just melted. Who is Chris in Family Guy? Who plays Chris in Family Guy?
Seth.
Seth Green.
Seth Green.
Okay, so she's married to Seth Green.
Yeah.
She is also our friend. She's got Star Wars, DC, and Marvel, she says. Ming Na has come very close, apparently.
Yeah.
It's got to be Alan Tudyk, right? I mean, he's got
has he done Star Trek?
He's got Disney, Pixar.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know. Boy, this is tough.
And Eric says Michelle Yeoh, but I don't think Michelle Yeoh has done Star Trek. I mean, Star Wars. He's done Star Trek.
Yeah.
And she's done Marvel.
Right.
So
I don't think she's done Star Wars yet either.
I think she's done Marvel. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I thought she was in
Ron Perlman, if you count animation, apparently. I mean, the Clone Wars has got to be a big thing. So apparently Rosario Dawson has Star Wars, DC, and Marvel, but no Disney. Wow, this is tough. This is gonna have.
Dang, man, that
do some digging on it.
Yeah. Because she was a Michelle Yeoh. All she needs is a Star Wars credit. Dang it, she's close to.
Voice actor Fred Tatasciore does. He did Star Wars with Skeleton Crew and Outlaws and Jedi Survivor, Star Trek with Lower Decks and Prodigy, Marvel with Moon Girl and What If and Spidey, and DC he was in Teen Titans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Nick Frost was the voice of the robot in Skeleton Crew.
Right, so he's got a Star Wars credit.
I'm not sure what else he's done.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
as for visual live actors, it's a tough one. Gonna take all the rest. Take all of that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting exercise. Although, Alan Tudyk appeared in one episode of Star Trek Discovery, where he was Chief Engineer John A. Ryland. So he did Star Trek, he did Star Wars, he's done Disney. What has he done in Marvel?
Alan
Tudyk.
I don't know.
Through voice acting, he was in Harley Quinn. And he was in Big Hero 6, which is technically Marvel, even though it's a Disney property.
Voice work,
he had a cameo in Deadpool 2, Spider-Man 2. Interesting. I think Alan Tudyk has got it nailed. I think he's done it. So
it's awful close. Yeah, it's awful close.
And I wonder about Nathan Fillion too, because people keep putting him in as things. But
it is a tough one, I tell you.
Eric says Michelle Yeoh was in The Mandalorian. I cannot find her in the cast list. I think you are confusing her with someone else.
Yeah.
there is someone who, there's an Asian actress.
Yeah.
That is not Ming-Na. That was in The Mandalorian. And I can't. I can't remember her name. Wasn't she the one who was Bruce Lee's goddaughter?
Probably.
And she fought against Ahsoka? I'm looking through.
Oh, that actress.
Right?
Yeah,
you
I
know who
what
I'm
you're
talking about?
Yeah.
Easily confusable with Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through the list trying to find her name because I should recognize it when I see it. But
yeah.
Fail.
I know.
I'm not thinking of Deborah Chow. Who am I thinking
I
of?
can't think of her name offhand, but I know.
Right, but you know exactly who I'm talking to. She was yeah.
This
Crazy.
is exciting radio.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it kind of is. People can join us in the chat and figure it out. I mentioned Harley Quinn, Laura, because it is DC. Because if you've got Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC, Disney, the more that you get, the better. Because you are you want the whole spread of everything. You want so like, for example, there's the EGOT, which is the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, but you can also get a PGOT, which includes the Pulitzer Prize in that as well, because like Lin-Manuel Miranda has that. But some of the cast lists are pretty funny. You're like Jason Sudeikis is Bike Scout Trooper #1. Like you would never know.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Which,
I mean, I don't know if David Tennant was in Star Wars, but he was in Ahsoka as a voice.
Oh, young Lee wins.
Star Trek.
He found it. Diana Inosanto.
Yeah.
It was Diana Inosanto who I'm thinking
Found
of.
her.
And sweet. So
Morgan Elsbeth,
yes.
And I don't know if she's done other stuff, but who knows? Maybe.
I think she's done.
She's been in some other things.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Diana Lee Inosanto has done Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, Tales of the Empire, The Sensei. She only has 21 credits, though. And I don't think she's got any Marvel that I know of. She was, however, in Moonlighting in 1986. That's really funny. Anyway, she was great. She was absolutely tremendous. Super talented actress, and she kicked butt and took names. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're about a quarter
really
past the top of the hour. Do you want to call it?
Yeah, we should might as well just call it up.
All right, to you guys hanging on after the fact, thanks for doing so.
The overtime.
Yep.
IMDb 15 minutes.
Canis Latran Sapiens, like that gal who was in that thing, that guy too, whatever. Those are the kind of conversations that Colleen and I have. Do you know the guy who was in the movie with the girl with the dog?
Yeah.
And the thing?
Yeah.
And a car.
The thing, he had a shirt,
Right. And then usually we can go, oh yeah, that's Knight Rider 2000 or whatever. We can always come up with the title. But it's always pretty funny. To everybody still over in the chat, the Lady A and Lizzie May and Eric and Laura and Young and all the folks, thanks for hanging out, keeping us company. We'll do this again next week. In the meantime, be good, everybody.
Yep.
Say goodbye, Jeff.
This is Jeff Donoho.
I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always, may the Force be with you.
Be with you.
Or I guess, may the Schwartz with you. Since we're getting another one of those. Let's see. Little credits over here for the video people. Goodbye, video people. We will see all y'all later.